What's up YouTube, it's Zado's TCG here and thanks again for watching our TCG video on my channel. In this video we are continuing our series post-rotation content, that's right, deck list that you guys want to see. In this video you do see a pre-rotation deck and we are gonna update this deck to the post-rotation format. Of course, the rotation taking place on the 1st of September. We're gonna take away all the cards that are not playable anymore in the standard format and we are gonna include new ones. And in this video we're gonna feature Ultra Necrozma Malamar. This deck has been performing quite well ever since Forbidden Light came out. We did see it a couple of times at live streams. We did see it at the top table. So it's a very great deck. And a lot of people wonder, oh my god, I'm playing a Malamar deck. What should I do? Well, this is a video for you. We are gonna update this deck list to the post-rotation content. Okay, first things first, we're gonna look over the Pokemon. We have Ultra Necrozma still being playable, of course, because it only has been released one set ago. We have, of course, Dawnwing's Necrozma from Ultra Prism, still a very solid card in the Malamar deck. Malamar also does not get rotated out. Mimikyu, still a great way to copy attacks, still a solid option. Of course, the baby Dawnwings is always great as a one-price attacker. The only Pokemon that gets rotated out is, of course, Mew. Mew from Fates Collide had free retreat and it could copy any attack from any basic on your field. That meant that you could use the Photon Geyser with your Mew. It's a one-price attacker, you hit for Psychic Weakness, it was a great thing. But now we have to say goodbye to Mew and I definitely want to include another Pokemon, otherwise it could be looking a little bit stale. So I'm gonna include Celesteela. Celesteela, of course, from the Celestial Storm set. Doesn't look very great. It has 4 retreat cost and it needs 5 energies to attack, but if you look closer, this Pokemon can attack if the total of both players' remaining prize cards is exactly 6, then it can deal 160 for a single metal energy. And the good news is we do run metal energy, so we're definitely going to include 1 copy of Celesteela, so I definitely want to try this out. You do hit for metal weakness, and of course Fairy is going to become OP somewhere in February, I think, so we're definitely going to include a Celesteela as of yet. This might not prove worthy in most matches, but definitely want to include 1 copy. It also can take quite a hit in the early phases of the game. Next, of course, we're gonna look at the supporters. You do see that, of course, this deck runs 2 copies of N, 4 copies of course, let's just put it as here so you can see that. 2 copies of N, 2 copies of Cynthia, and 4 copies of Sycamore. Sycamore is the heaviest loss for this deck. 4 copies of Sycamore, you discard your hand and you can draw 7 fresh cards. This was great to get your Psychic energies in the discard pile really quickly, and you can just use the, of course, Psychic Transfer of Malamar the turn after that. The bad thing is that we're losing Sycamore, so we need something as a replacement. So I'm firstly just gonna check here what we might put in. Definitely we're gonna put in 2 copies of Cynthia because Cynthia is very great. Now we have 4 copies of Cynthia. Now we need to include an extra 2 slots. There's a lot of options. We have Sophocles, we have Copycat, but even better, let's just put them here. So we have a lot of options. We have Sophocles, State, and Liza. Could be nice to just also have an option to retreat. We discovered this card from the Celestial Storm set. I talked about it before in the Zoroark post-rotation video. This is kind of a niche, those are niche supporters. Sophocles definitely great, but I would include 1 copy of Copycat and 1 copy of Acro Bike. So that way we have great access. If you're playing a Zoroark match, the opponent will have a large hand size, and with Copycat we can copy that and draw into resources. Things like B-strings, things like, of course, Fluestone is gonna get rotated out, but we're gonna talk about a replacement for that very shortly. So 1 copy of Acro Bike and 1 copy of Copycat. And now that I think about it, I definitely want to include another copy of Acro Bike. So we're definitely gonna get rid of 1 copy of the Inkay. I know Inkay is nice, but a 3-3 line would be sufficient, so we're gonna get rid of 1. Now we're gonna add in 2 Acro Bikes. Acro Bike is great. You can look at the top 2 cards from your deck, choose 1 to put in the hand, the other 1 goes to the discard pile. Next support that goes away is N. 2 copies of N. This is a very amazing supporter, has been seeing a play ever since Noble Victories, and everybody uses it at the late game to just re-win games, and it gets rotated out. I know we have Lima and stuff like that, but the better option would be, of course, using Judge. 2 copies of Judge because we cannot get our supporters back unless we play Palpad, which we're not gonna do in this video. So 2 copies of Judge is sufficient to just lower the hand size of the opponent if they go too crazy with their traits. Next is, of course, Bridget. I love playing Bridget, of course, in the Malamar deck, but it gets rotated out. Not a lot of people play Bridget, but this can be easily replaced by adding in Lillie. Their option was really using Bridget or using the first turn Lillie, and this time we're gonna rely on the first turn Lillie. So 4 copies of Cynthia, 2 copies of Judge, 1 copy of Copycat, and these Acro Bikes. Let's just put them aside with the items here, otherwise this deck list will be a little bit messy. So let's put them like this because this is the new art of the Acro Bike. Let's put it like that. Okay, 1 copy of Lillie. So the supporters are already okay. We have fixed our issue of losing Sycamore. We have, of course, Acro Bike now. I can put that Psychic Energy safely in the discard. I know I want to run Sophocles. Maybe that could be an option. But I do want to run Judge as well. Maybe we can get rid of a Cynthia for a Sophocles because we do rely on a first turn Lillie. So I'm definitely going to put in 1 Sophocles. You never know. We need to discard our cards, although we do have Ultra Ball and Mysterious Treasure to get them in the discard pile as well, but for now, I'm just fine testing out 1 copy of Sophocles. Let me know in the description below if Sophocles is a nice inclusion or not, because this of course is a post-rotation deck. We have not done a lot of testing with it, but we're gonna update the decks slowly, steadily, and we're gonna do it thanks to the help of you guys in the comment section. So, next, of course, we're gonna look at the item cards. Now that our Pokemon line is starting to look okay, our supporter line is okay, we're gonna look at the items. Ultra Ball staying in the format, that's great. Mysterious Treasure still staying in the format. Okay, Choice Band, okay, looks like things are looking great. And then we come across Floatstone. Everybody is just stressing out too much about Floatstone. Oh my god, Floatstone gets rotated down. Well, how? It doesn't even matter too much. We have nice replacements. We of course have Switch, good old Switch is back. We're definitely gonna put in 1 copy of the good old Switch because it's very niche. You can just use Invasion and switch to whatever Pokemon you feel like, or just use Switch entirely. We also have Ultra of the Moon. You can maybe play 3 copies, but for now we're gonna play 2 copies. This is just the same as with Floatstone, but the thing you have, you need a Psychic Energy attached to one of your Pokemon in order to have free retreat. Or actually to pay 2 retreat costs less, but everything has, let's say this Ultra Necrozma, it has 2 retreat costs. The Dawnwings has 2 retreat costs, the Malamar has 2 retreat costs, the Dawnwings 2 retreat costs, so it basically has free retreat unless Celesteela just comes your way, but we do have Guzma and the manual switch. So we're gonna put in 2 copies of Ultra of the Moon in the deck. If something has a Psychic Energy, the best thing you want to do is attach a Psychic Energy onto your Dawnwings, and then you have free retreat for the rest of the game. That is how it's going to work out. Why a copy of Switch? Because sometimes the opponent has, of course, a ton of field blowers, and Switch can be working with that as well. Okay. Or sometimes you don't have an energy attached to the Pokemon you want to just have free retreat. It happens from time to time. Next, Field Blower still stays in the format. Usually there was a 3 kind of Field Blower, but with Garbage Toxin out of the format, you're gonna have an awesome time with Malamar. This deck is very solid still. Now we're just going to talk about the 3 cards that still get rotated out. Super Rod gets rotated out, which means we're going to have to run more energies. Definitely because also the Professor's Letter gets rotated out. Professor's Letter lets you search for 2 basic energies and put them directly in the hand, which is nice to search your metal energies. So these cards get rotated out. What are we gonna do about that? A lot of people are asking me, what do you think about Malamar post rotation? Well, I think it's very good. It's still very awesome. We still have access to B-String, which means the Photo Geyser will deal bazillion damage. You can rely, of course, on the Moon's Eclipse GX to just be invincible for a turn while smacking a bunch of damage here. Okay, now that I think about it, we're also gonna include, we didn't include our Beast Energy, which is kind of crazy to think about. We're definitely gonna put 1 Beast Energy as the spot here. I think, why wasn't there a Beast Energy in the deck at the first place? Who cares, it's in there now, so it's awesome. We have, of course, the 7 basic Psychic Energies, so we have our Beast Energy right here. The thing we still have to do here, and that's why there were 2 copies of Professor's Letter in here. The Beast Energy was supposed to be one of those letters. So these 2 cards we still have to replace. The easiest thing to do, of course, is get rid of the Super Rod. Super Rod, boom, it's gone. What are we gonna replace it with? Yeah, I'll let you take a guess here. It's gotta be really easy. Yes, have you thought about a solution? Well, it is Rescue Stretcher. Of course, Rescue Stretcher has to be mentioned here because, of course, Rescue Stretcher gets back your Pokemon, not the energy. So that means we have to run more energies because we cannot shuffle them back in. The question is, do you include either Metal Energy or do you include a Psychic Energy? In testing, I think I'm just gonna include another Psychic Energy. That means we'll have 8 Psychic Energies in total because Beast Energy is also required as a you can just use it as a Metal Energy, so that's why I'm including it. like this. So this is going to be the Ultra Necrozma Malamar deck post-rotation. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Also let me know what you think about the deck post-rotation. I think it's still a very nice deck because you don't lose that much. The only thing is crucial here is losing Sycamore and the float stones, but as you see the deck will still function. Acro Bike, Sophocles, we have Ultra of the Moon, so it will still work out. Okay, what is the next deck I'm going to have to make post-rotation? Put your suggestions in the comment section below. And with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon TCG video. Thanks again for tuning in. And yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about this deck. Malamar is still awesome. I wish you all a very fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you guys with another post-rotation deck list very shortly. I'm out. Peace.